Hey guys, so in today's video I want to talk to you about how you can mix and apply iron sulphate to your lawn properly, safely and without getting it all over the place. So there's lots of ways of applying it. You can use a little handheld pump sprayer, or you can use a knapsack sprayer, or you can even apply with a watering can. I can only base my experience on what I have personally used. So we always use knapsacks because that is the tool that we use for nearly all of our treatments. So these are Cooper Pegler CP3s and these are 20 litre. You will have to adjust accordingly if your knapsack is smaller, with a smaller capacity, but essentially for a 20 litre knapsack using iron powder I put around a litre, 800 grams to 1,000 grams, which is a kilogram, sometimes a little bit more depending on how much moss there is in the lawn. Regarding the sprayers, there are lots of different sprayers, nozzles, which force it out at different rates. You can go quite heavy with iron, so we tend to use the green deflector nozzle type nozzle on there, and they basically give a more coarse, heavier dosage of whatever it is you're putting down. If you're using a weed killer, you tend to use more of a fine mist, a different deflector tip. So basically you start off with some gloves, because this stuff will stain any hard surfaces and fingers. Now occasionally I will show you that when I get a rip and I don't realise, you end up with brown, and you can see there the colour of the brown on the skin, and that is the iron sulphate. So always wear your gloves. Now it is best to fill up on a surface which is not going to stain, like a lawn or some pebbles that are out of the way, or even put a sheet down. I'm not too bad, so generally I don't find it a problem. So like I say, you take off the sprayer. It's got to be on a high setting. There's a little adjuster valve in there for the pressure. So when I'm filling this up, this is going to be 20 litres of water with around about a kilogram of iron sulphate powder. Me personally, I don't worry too much about which powder to get. As long as it's iron sulphate, it's going to do the job, and that is just on my experience. I have not tried the bigger range of powders and liquids because I've never needed to, and this has always done the job sufficiently fine. People think you've got to get this, that and the other. Just get some iron sulphate powder. Try and find one that's got good reviews, obviously. So always half fill it first, and I tend to hold these on the side. This is just water. So we start off by half filling. I tend to store my powder in a tub. Get a little bit of washing up liquid in first, just literally a quick squeeze, that is it. Now we're struggling to get some of the powders at the moment, but I've still got a bit left in here. So all I take is a 1 litre jug, and I just very carefully pour this in. Move it around so it goes around. You don't want any big clogs. Sealed, and then we're going to top up with the remaining water. Okay, obviously you can use a hose pipe for this. You have a filter and then the lid a bit of an anti-clockwise just to get it seated, and then you can spin it round. You hear that click? And then spin it and it's on. Bit of blue paper towel. Now a few drips there, but in general there's a little breather hole here. I tend to put that on there and just lean forwards and rock it backwards and forwards, and I tend to count anywhere up to 100 with any products that can clog, like iron sulphate powder. So here we go. That's it. Just make sure we get all the drips off. So when you walk in, sit down, put the straps on. And that is it, we are ready to go. So I'm going to show you now the application of this on this lawn. So with any treatments you want a good even coverage. With weed killers you don't want to be going too heavy, you have to go at a walking pace, and that is it. With iron you can go a little bit heavier and it is very forgiving, but if you go really heavy you will literally turn your lawn black. I did this once, what, 25 years ago, something like that, on one lawn right at the start of my career with another lawn care company. I turned a lawn black, and never done it before, never done it since. So we just walk across. I use the sticks as a guide and I spray in between the sticks, moving the sticks across. And when we get to the edge here, we leave a strip which we then stand on, and then we wipe our feet on that strip to wipe off any iron from our boots, and then we can go and spray the strip. But you have to angle your sprayer so that the spray does not then spray over onto the driveway, the hard surface. So let me show you. There are hard surfaces there, so instead of just walking I will turn it a little bit, and I will always keep my eye on the left hand side. So now I've got the stick there and the stick there, and I spray in between them. Okay, so I've left about a foot. So I'm just going to walk down here to wipe my boots. And then we can spray, and I'm making sure the bottom of the edge is on there rather than spraying onto here. Right guys, so that is it. So that is how you apply and spray iron sulphate onto your lawn safely without getting it onto hard surfaces and mixing it up properly, and obviously not getting it on your hands as well. Do me a favour,